I think we're ready to go. God, my hair. Nothing I can do about it. Oh, we got a few people here already. It's Saturday. It's a beautiful day out there. It's about 90, but it's a dry heat, which is really unique for this area. We're glad about that. But it's the 4th of July weekend. We're on the back side of it, so a lot of people are still out camping and barbecuing and just raising hell and having a good time. Can't really blame them for that, I suppose. But we're just going to carry on. That's all it is. We got a few people in here. There's Coins All Day. It's a new name. We're glad to see you. There's a little subscribe button down below. You want to hit that, and there's also a little bell you want to ring, so you get notifications. We got Cindelicious. Good to see you. Fire Demon. Lincoln Central. Well, we have the Staples. Ants in here. Whole bunch of folks. Oh, goody good. Coin Junkie. Yeah, we'll get a little crowd in here for sure. We always do. Some people are crazy about this sort of thing. Mike Wolf, good to see you. Peter Bowes, lots of people coming in. We'll let them get on in here before we start yakking, and yammering, and talking. Koi lovers. Koi lovers sent some things in for the big show. Now that's tomorrow. There it is, 9:30 at night. That's Eastern time, and we give away all kinds of stuff. People send in coins, they send in money, and we make this big package and get it out the door. It's kind of nice. The whole idea behind this channel is to support and promote the hobby. Now, I do take some pride in promoting and supporting myself, but uh, that's just me making a living. But promoting the hobby is what this coin class is all about, to get information into people's hands, or into their heads rather, so they're able to learn and develop as a collector. Because at some point, the people are going to make a leap from going from just a casual collector. I got a few wheat pennies I'm pretty proud of, to becoming a more serious collector, and that's what we're trying to get them into. We got a whole lot of people. We're having a discussion. Myself, Robert Lawson, Lemonhead Penny joined in. Lincoln Central was in on that. A bunch of us. Beth Connington, talking about coins, because that's what we talk about. But we're also talking about the future of the hobby. You've got digital technology, these cameras like you see here, that one, and the little camera that takes up the close-up shot. Give me, I need a coin quick. There we go. We'll use that one. You got these close-up cameras. They're affordable, right? You got people with cell phones taking pictures with their cell phone, probably as good or better than this one, right? Gosh, some of the cell phone camera. My nephew's got like the iPhone 20 or whatever it is, the next one out, the next generation of iPhones, and he says, "Yeah, I can take a picture of that." And he clicks a button, puts the camera down, and I'm looking at the inside of the four right over here, just this big, beautiful. Except that he's got a small screen. Well, okay, give it time. Give it time. They'll be this big. But we're getting a next generation of technology into people's hands. Way back in the day, the microwave oven was all the big rage, uh, coming out in the 60s and becoming more affordable in the 70s. We got one in the late 70s, and we spent days just nuking everything. Uh, but technology moves down, and when it gets into the hands of the general public at an affordable price, that's when things really start to change. And this digital technology, just the ability of cameras to take a picture, and we got the internet now, in 30 billion homes. You're able to send that picture anywhere in the world, ask questions about it, talk about it, share it, um, do all sorts of things. And this is where we're at. We're at a cusp of what's happening in the hobby, and you're going to see uh, a lot of people jump into the hobby. Let's see, Tim Rathjen, I've got his little logo here. He's got an app for your phone. It's called the Looksy app, and it will take a picture of your coin, tell you what it is, tell you what it's worth. Now, he's got some issues working out. It'll give you a price range. It doesn't give you an exact, value of, $16.49. It'll say, $10 to $20. That's pretty close. Ooh, I guess I'll keep that one. Uh, so what we're going to see, because of all this technology, plus the social groups, plus the internet's ability to do so much. A whole lot of people. The numbers we're throwing out are an extra million collectors coming into the hobby over the next 5 years. A million? Typically, you're looking at, say, 30 to 40,000 per year has been the standard for decades coming into the hobby. So what happens when you have this massive influx of new people talking about coins, taking an interest in coins? This is what we're talking about. There's just changes coming to the hobby. So with all these new people, how do we get them from being casual collectors uh, into more serious collectors, where they're going after, 1941 half dollars in very fine condition? There she is. That's a great shot. Real Fire Demon has a question. I look up coin shops in Google Maps, and I found a few where you can sell them, and somewhere you can buy coin about 20 minutes away where I live. Wow, I'm out here in the deep woods. Up in north of me, I got 3 million acres of swamp. East of me, I've got 3 million acres of national forest. South of me, dude, it's 20 miles to a Walmart here. I'm out in the woods. Coin shop, there's one in town, but I should get a job there and fix it up. There's one in Gainesville. Now it's an hour and a half drive. I can go to Tallahassee, an hour and a half drive. Maybe 2 hours, Tallahassee. It's fast. There's no cops on that road. Jacksonville, hour and a half drive. So there's lots of stuff I can get to, but within 20 minutes, boy, that'd be awesome. You want to go check them out at least. Cindy's out in the woods too. No coin shops. There's always banks. There's always the internet. If you can't find coins to search, you can always just go through eBay. We are all looking for that coin, Jeff. Let me scroll up a bit. Lincoln's been doing it for a while for the bag coin that's going to make money. I talk about finding these tremendously valuable coins is a rare thing, right? That's why they're rare. That's why they're valuable, because there aren't that many. And then I find, Cointelligence. You'll find his channel. He might be in here at some point. Has found two, not one, but two 1992D close AM Lincoln cents. Dude, that's huge. I see these channels they're showing off multi-$1,000 coins, massive, big dollar coins, and I talk about sensationalism. And this guy pulls this. Well, it does happen. It's a rare event for that to happen. Boy, we wish him well for doing it. eBay is where I got that quarter. Outstanding, Cindy. You can find things on eBay. Gosh, the stuff you can find on eBay. I've gotten some pretty nice finds. There are people listing coins on eBay. They don't know exactly what they have at times. Sometimes I got one guy, I follow him because he sells watch fobs, and watch bands. But every now and then there's some coins in there. I guess he's got an antique shop or a jewelry shop or something. And well, people come in with some coins now and then. And well, they're not checking his eBay shop for coins. So I do. I'll take that for a penny. That's kind of nice. Mark sent an email. I'll be able to check it, but I can't load it in the middle of a show because it'll just stop the show. Anyway, get back to the subject I was on. We're looking at what is it that takes a person from being a casual collector to a more serious hardcore collector that knows what's going on. Information is key, right? But really, it comes down to the individual collector. There are triggers that will send you, it'll screw up your life forever getting into this hobby. One of them, here we go, is simple enough. It's so darn simple. If you're collecting, you get one of every date, every mint mark, get the best one you can. One simple trigger is just completing a set. Oh, let's see if I can't open this. I have no grace. There you go. You've seen these Whitman folders. They're inexpensive. They're easy to use. You stick the coin in. They're printed out with what the date is, how many it's made. And all you do is fill all the holes. And when you do, you've got a set. Real easy, right? These are idiot proof, which is perfect for me, right? A lot of times, just one of these little folders, these $4 folders, is enough to start somebody on a lifetime hobby. And if you look in the long run, in the big picture, this hobby, all these little coins, they're simple things. There we go. If we can get a picture up here, I can, all sorts of stuff. Where'd that one I had go? There it is. We'll put you right back in here so I got some room. All these little things. Taking individually, they're interesting. As a whole, they become quite magnificent. But what these offer, gosh, you've got investments. You can buy coins for a low price and sell them for, well, for a handsome profit in a short period of time. If you have the knowledge, if you develop the experience and the skills to do it. And a clientele of customer base works as an advantage too. But people use these coins for all sorts of different things. It's a transferable means of, well, transferring wealth, right? Here's a little coin. You can buy this for, you know, $100 or whatever. I can't get a focus on that. You put in your safe, and when you die, you leave it to your kids. I've got one customer. It's what he does. He just buys coins, you know, $50 to $100 range, something that can be sold pretty easily. Because if he leaves it to his kids in his will, the lawyers and the government are going to take half. Well, you leave a coin in a safe and they dig it out of the safe, they don't lose half. It's a fantastic way to transfer wealth. Maybe that's a trigger. Maybe that's what says, geez, I want to, you know, get into coins. Because people look at these like jewels and gems. Diamonds, they're untraceable. Coins, they're untraceable. Okay? You can transfer wealth to people and the government doesn't take half. Doesn't take their fair share. Oh, we got some people over here. Beth Coddington has joined us. God love you. Rivendell. We got Chad Shelver, another new name. It's good to see you. Great in between baseball games. Hoping to learn some more. Oh, we got all kinds of good stuff we talk about here. There's some playlists. If you go to my channel directly, you'll find playlists, and you can find stuff for, you know, for new collectors, for educating collectors, you know, jokes, all that crazy stuff. But don't forget to smash the like so other people get a chance to see these videos. But what is it? Let me ask a question so we can just chat for a bit. What coin in your collection is the pride of your collection? I'd love to get you know, start doing more polls so we can chat more first off. But everybody has that one special coin that, ooh, I have one of these. They're really proud of it and they show it off to everybody. Or it's the most valuable coin or the oldest coin. Beth has Walking Liberties. Outstanding. They're beautiful. We got one right here. That is probably one of the finest designs of any coin. They use it on the American Eagle, the silver 1 ounce Eagles nowadays. That's a Walking Liberty $50 if I can hold it steady. There we go. And a lot of people don't see these. They go through coin rolls, and that's all well and good. And a lot of times you're going to find what's being used in circulation today. You get a lot of Kennedy $50. But these old walkers, Walking Liberties, they're just beautiful coins. But you don't get them in circulation. You've got 2 centers, 3 centers. Let me pick these up so we can get a better look. 2 cents, 3 cents. Yeah, you're not going to get these in your pocket change. It's just not going to happen. It wouldn't let, well, the 3 centers are small enough to fit in a roll, and hopefully they didn't make it into a roll. But there's lots of stuff out there. Let's catch up over here. Rivendell has an 1806 over 9 bust half. Outstanding. I've had a couple of 1809s over inverted 9 on the Drake bust half cents. They're pretty slick. Ant has 2 and 3 cents. Lincoln has 2. Check it out. He's taken our share. 1999 SVDBs. Anna Hutchinson has Olympic coins. Outstanding. Now, Anna, do I have Olympics here? I don't think so. The Olympic coins came out in 1986. There are several of them, produced in clad and silver. This would be a proof example of a modern commemorative $50. That's the same size as the that Walker we saw earlier. There you go. Put them side by side. Same size, same shape. That's a $50. And they produced Olympic coins in '86. You know, they got the Los Angeles Olympics. And different countries will have their own Olympic series coins. Canada's got a bunch. My favorite is an 1881 S Morgan in MS65. Oh man, I'm falling short. I've got an 1881S and MS64. We'll probably give this away tomorrow. That's an old dollar. The dollar coins are neat. Nowadays you got that hideous, you know, you get that hideous woman demon thing. Or the Sacagaweas. They're better. They're yeller. But those old silver dollars, people grab these and say, man, look what my grandfather gave me. And they keep it nice in their sock drawer or jewelry box or, you know, special cubby they hide it away in. Something like that brings a lot of pride to your collection. When I was little, let's see, 10, 12 years old, I was, you know, going to the bank with my money from mowing lawns and shoveling snow. And I'd get rolls of pennies and go through them, and I'd get all these wheat pennies because I was nuts. That's okay. We're all nuts in our own way. And I'd put together wheat pennies, and then I'd get to go through nickels, you know, go to the bank across the street with my searched pennies, get the nickels. So now I'm pulling out, you know, 40s, 50s, 30s, sometimes every now and then a war nickel, silver war nickel, which was, you know, a fortune back then. Those are worth like a quarter all by themselves. They're worth $1 now. And I built a pretty good collection. But when I was 12, I got some stuff for my birthday. My grandmother had supported the hobby. She'd given me some Kennedy half dollars and some Eisenhower dollars, which was real easy because they were going around in circulation at the time anyway. The one thing she got was a Benjamin Franklin. It was a half dollar. I think it was like 1958. Really, it's so long ago. I don't remember what color shirt I put on, okay? Don't ask me to remember what I put on, what I got for a coin 40 years ago. But this thing was in immaculate shape, just top of the line. I think she spent $8 on it. I mean, just huge money back then. That's like a week's pay today, and she spent it back then. Gosh, what's going on in today's? We're talking about, right now, taking people from being amateur collectors to serious collectors. Sometimes it's just one coin, right? And magnificent Franklin half dollar, or that gorgeous high-grade MS64 1881 S Morgan dollar. Let's see the S on that. Can we do that? You're going to find that right below the tail. Nope, right above the DO. Let's do it over here. Scope. There we go. There's the S. That's an S mint mark. It means it was this coin was made in San Francisco. So now you got to have, you know, the 1881 S dollar made in Philadelphia. It has no letter. The one made in San Francisco. The one made in New Orleans has an O. You got to get them all. Is there a Carson City for that year? Now you got 2 letters instead of 1. Let me get back up here. A lot of kids, a lot of young people are kind of into coins, and they collect them as a casual thing. Sometimes they search through penny rolls and they pick out those wheat pennies or Canadians, or sometimes some, excuse me, some foreign coins. And that's a beautiful thing. But if you have somebody supporting them, giving them, you know, urging on, setting them up with something as simple as a folder, right? Even if it's not a folder, maybe it's just giving them the holders that they need. I had them. Where'd they go? There we go. Maybe it's just, you know, that one nudge of here's a package of holders so you can take your beautiful coin and store it well, right? Just that might be enough of a trigger to put them over the top. Mark says, have you ever been to Van World? Interesting site for Morgans. There's the next level stuff, right? You get these coins, and every now and then there's something funny about them. Let's see, I'm going to take this one right here. Because there's so much more to this hobby than just getting the date and the grade and the mint mark. Gosh. You get die varieties out there. These coins have differences. Something happened to that coin, something changed. Maybe the die broke right in the middle of it. So instead of having an 1865 3-center, you've got one with die breaks on the back where it has cracked, right? Or it's cracked fully around, or an entire piece of that die has broken away, and you have what is called a cud. They're out there. One here, where's that? I've got one here. Just a moment. Is this it? Oh, here's one. I was going through some pennies, and every now and then you find them, they got little blemishes with them. This one, if you look closely, has a crack going from the rim right down through Lincoln's head. Okay, and they call this, because it goes through the head, they call it a spike head. I just put up a video about 1993 that I had found. There it is. You can see it going right through. Comes on down, goes right across his forehead. A couple little chips in there. Now, Paula Bloom. Is Paula in here? A lot of these folks know Paula over here in chat. She's a regular in these haunts. Let's find. Did I kill it? Just a moment. Let me load up a page. Okay, we got Mark Rossman talking about the VAM site. Let's go to screen. I think this is it. Can we see it? Let me move it over just a little. Okay, this is a site called Cuds on Coins. All kinds of different varieties having to do with chips and cracks and breaks. And I put up that 93 the other day. And let's find that. Wait for it. 95, 94, 94, 93, right? Each of these coins has a little crack going from the rim into Lincoln's head, right? I put up one, and they called it number 23. And I got another one up there, number 7, I think it is. No, I got 24, but they're all different. Everyone, this is mine. That's it. If you find one, you can send it in and make a contribution to the hobby. I got a crack right here. And the next day, oh, okay, I'm not the newest anymore. This guy put one in. And then we have, look at this. Look at this. Paula's famous. SKH, which is a spiked head, 1 cent, 1993, and that's number 26. Is there a 27 yet? Not yet. Oh, good. That's 1994. Okay, and hers, you get a good shot of the front, good shot of the back, and you've got the crack itself, so you can see that it forks and goes in a couple of different directions. It's nice, it's bold, it's visible. You can probably find this very coin in your pocket change. I suspect that we've sucked Paula in. She's going hardcore. She's made a contribution to the hobby. Now, what Mark Rossman was talking about are VAMs, and that's a guy, two guys named Van Allen and is it Morris Mullins? Van Allen and Mollis that put together the book. They call it VAMs for their initials, and it's all sorts of die varieties on Morgan and Peace dollars. And you'll find that link if you go to my blog, 1millionpenniesproject.com. You'll find a link over here on the right for key information websites, and that'll take you to VAM World, because there's all kinds of stuff on there. But Lincoln Cents, they're still making them. There are all sorts of die varieties that are not yet identified. I was going through some dimes just the other day. Okay, yeah, you get the same thing with the dimes, but dimes are terrifically underappreciated and underexplored. I picked one out. Here we go. Let's see if we can see this one. Ready? Scope it. Okay, this is a 2006, and up at the top I've got a spiked head. Well, if I go back to that website, Cuds on Coins, here we go. There's 2003, 2004. Here's a 2004, 2005. And there's nothing for 2006. So good. I got another new discovery. They're out there. They can be found. You can take a simple loop, right? Let me find my place again. There's home. There's home. There. We find a way home. Excuse me. Let me have some coffee real quick. Blue says, I just came across a spike head I have to check the site for. Absolutely. You'll find down in the description below the video a link to Cuds on Coins. That's where they take care of the attributing the chips and cracks. But you're talking about an inexpensive loop. I have these available for $3, and it's $3 for shipping. You get a second one, it's another $2.50. I got about 2 right now, but I got more on the way. Give it time. We'll get them. You can find more with a loop than you ever will with one of these digital cameras. Just more resolution in your eyeball. You get about 2 megapixels in this shot over here, right? This is about a 2 megapixel image. But looking through that loop with a decent eye, maybe not mine, you have the equivalent of like 500 megapixels. You're going to pick up a whole lot more with a simple loop than you ever will with these cameras, even though they've come so far. Now, somebody just asked a question. I want to get to that. Chad says, Ken, where can I go to check on foreign coin planchets? I have a penny, 1963D, weighs 2.3. I don't do a whole lot with the foreign coins. Mostly I focus on U.S. coins because I've been doing it for 40 years. There's lots of them out there. I've got a couple listings over on my blog, the 1 Million Pennies Project. Let's go back to that. Home, nope, screen, there it is. Find the blog, 1 Million Pennies Project.blogspot.com. The link is down below. And if you click on the key information websites, there's a couple of foreign coin sites in there. Numista, for example, that can help lead the way for where you want to go. Let me get back to here. Home. So maybe you've been collecting the coins and you haven't stepped up into searching for these die varieties. This can be a wonderful trigger, right? If you can find a simple die variety such as this little dime, it costs you 10 cents, and you can make a contribution to the hobby that can keep you going, keep you interested, keep you focused, because there's a whole lot more out there than just this one. I can guarantee that. You've got several years there in the dimes alone. What do we get? Let me find that again. I lost it. Screen. There you go. You're going from 2005 to 2015. I can guarantee you there's a whole lot more in between there. There's 10 years with nothing? Come on. These are government workers. They're making mistakes all the time. They're out there. Where'd my place go? There's the dashboard. And I bring this up. And I go home. Okay, good. Let me catch up here a bit. I've been working on my contribution, but they've been giving me heck. Sorry. Clear photos is a key aspect. Now, Cindy has a quarter. Seated Liberty, 1876 or 1853, I think it is. And on the back are some what appear to be cuds. It's a broken die. There you go. A lot like this, a lot like what you're seeing here. But there's some debate over whether or not it is a cud or is it damage. However, at the very least, she has what's called a retained cud, where the crack starts at the rim, goes through the design, and then goes back to the rim. So she got something. It's just we're debating over what is it exactly, because we debate these things. I think he's asking about mules. Oh, there's Paula. Paula, congratulations on your new listing. We're just showing that off to the world. We figure Paula's going to be hardcore from here on out. I've been working my contribution. I think he's asking about mules. Let me scroll back just a bit so we can find out. And it doesn't want to scroll. Let's see. That was Chad. Check on foreign coin planchets. Have a penny, 1963D. Weighs 2.3. I don't know what series you're talking about. It could be Canadian, could be British. But there are sites for it. Yeah, just hang out, talk to more people. Really, activity will get the information to you, even if you can't get a straight answer right off. Every collector has their own specialty, and your collection will determine where that's going to go. Let me find this back again. There we go. Some people collect those half dollars. Some people like the silver dollars. Some people just go for pennies. Okay. There are foreign die varieties out there, just as there are U.S. die varieties. I've got a Canadian, and that's kind of neat. This has a clipped planchet. Let's see, scope, there it is. The planchet has a clip, and one of the ways to verify this is on the other side of that coin. It's a little weaker at the rim on both sides because of the milling process. When they raise the rim, it doesn't have the opposing force because of that clip. This one, however, is also a double die, and we can zoom in and take a better look at that. And there are There's more information on U.S. coins than there is on foreign coins because more people collect U.S. coins and have been doing it for longer than, well, I think maybe the English cents, the English pennies might be collected for longer, but these blow them away. But the Canadians, yeah, you get a double die here, under the nose, in front of the eye, and back here with some of the hair details, and also up in some of the detail up in here. This is a magnificent double die. So I've got here an error, something went wrong during manufacture, and I've got a die variety. This is a great coin. I like that one. Foreign coins, dude, it's a wide open field. You can study those things and make a fantastic contribution to the hobby just by finding new varieties and spreading the word. Spread the gospel of coins, by God. Let's catch up. Rivendell says, good point. The camaraderie that is out there in the coin community can encourage someone to gain a greater passion for the hobby. Absolutely. Rivendell nails it. Mutual support. Remember what I was talking about my birthday back when I was 12? We're talking 1979. Battlestar Galactica was still on TV. That bit of support, right? My grandmother picked up one of these for me way back in the day. It didn't look like this. It was kind of flat. And helped me get some coins to put it. She didn't buy a collection, you know. I didn't get a car when I graduated school. Let me tell you, she just gave a little bit of support and urging. Oh, I have a new $50 for you, and she gave me a 1976 $50. Well, she gave me one, you know, a month ago, and she didn't remember what color shirt she put on in the morning either. I think I get that from her, along with her hairline. Hallelujah, says Beth. Hallelujah. Can I get an amen? That's right. But that mutual support, even if you don't have a grandmother, because mine are long since gone, God love them, you can get support from people over here in the coin community, in the chat. We put together the YouTuber coin community just for that. So we can keep on talking after the show, for example. But there's the Coin Up Facebook group. I killed Facebook during streams because it's nuts. It kills the bandwidth. But down below, I've got a link to the Coin Up group on Facebook. We've got thousands of people, right? People put up pictures of their coins because they got the cameras. They take pictures. They ask, what's this coin? What's going on? What's it worth? The key questions are identification. What is this coin? Is this whatever it is? And the next is value. What's it worth? And the next one is, where's the machine I drop it into to get my money? Those are your three big questions. But identification, yeah. A lot of people are getting coins. They don't know what it is. Dude, what is this thing? Let's go home. I got a neat one here somewhere. Oh, let's see. Here's one. Here's one you may not have seen. Okay, you ready? Oh, we shut off here first. There's an old dime. That's a real old dime. Okay, I'm going to give up on that. You get back into it. You got those Roosevelt dimes. Before them, you had these Mercury dimes. Before them were the Barbers. Before those were the seated dimes. You got series after series. This one's screwed up. It's on the floor. It needs to go into my junk silver bag. There's an old Mercury dime, 1942. This is an older one, 1835. And you have the capped bust. Sometimes it's just one really old coin that will drive somebody deep into the hobby. Because, you know, you can actually put together a set of these bust dimes for, you know, $8,000. About as much as your truck. What's your oldest one? What's your nicest one? What stands out in your collection? Because I can guarantee whatever that pride of your hobby, pride of your collection is right now, there's another one out there that's more grand, more gorgeous, more valuable, older, rarer, maybe not better looking. There are some darn good looking coins. Some of these are just cool. This is probably the coolest coin in the world. I hate spiders, but this one doesn't bite. So we'll go with that. So back to this old one here. What's going to trigger them? What's going to set them off? Is it a coin they've never seen before? These when these are in great shape, these are gorgeous coins. They're little. These old busts, gosh, you're getting into some, you're getting into history. How many states were there in 1835? I think it was like 28. They had 28 stars on there. You get United States of America, E pluribus unum. What's missing on here? In God we trust. That's not on here. They didn't start that till 1864. What's this one? That's an 1871. That's close enough. Here you go. This was the first coin with "In God We Trust." The "we" tends to wear off the center. That's an oldie. But there's always one more step you can go. You can get an older one, a better condition one. Getting that first full set, really, if you haven't done a complete set, they're easy, right? Lincoln's, you could do just a memorial set. You could probably just put together a set of shield sets, you know, go to the store and get a pizza and go through your change. That's what. You ever try metal detecting? No, I used to be active outdoors, but after working for a contractor for 15 years, my back does not let me lift heavy things. And then I'm getting boxes of coins of this. No, I'm not up for, you know, long walks along the beach unless there's a wicked smoking hot babe with me. And even then, I'm just going to suffer and be quiet about it. I never got into metal detecting. I've had friends who do. They'd hit the beach down in Jacksonville, up along the Florida coast. They had a great time, but there was always something to do. But I do take a lot of interest in some of these other channels that are doing that. Here's CJ, good to see you. Here's another series you can collect. These are state quarters. Right now, starting in 1999, they changed the design on the Washington quarter reverse to include, you know, a multitude every single state in the union. Let's see if we can get a close-up on this. Home. Oh, that's not it. There we go. So you've got 50 states, and every state has a Philadelphia and a Denver mint. Okay, so now you're looking at 100 coins. Then you've got, let's see, 2009, where you have the DC and the territory. So there's another 6 designs. So you got 12 for the P and the D. 112 coins, and you can get every single one of these out of circulation. Getting it to focus is another story. I'll just do it up here. You don't have to have the fancy album. You can do it in simple holders. But 112 quarters, going to cost you 30 bucks, right? But you have a reference set on top of it. That's another key element. Once you get a complete series, you can then go for die varieties because you've got a reference. What's it supposed to look like? And is this one different or is this normal? What's normal? Get that reference set built. But even if it's just the state quarters or the pennies or nickels, right, from 1964 on, or Roosevelt dimes from 64 on, you're talking, you know, a $5 bill, you can put together a set just from circulation. Let me catch up on chat for just a bit. Gare's here. I'm a little back and forth, making dinner. Been there, man. I got in a Rob Stewart's channel last night and said something and then wandered off. And I'm in the other room and he's talking about whatever I said. I missed the whole darn thing. But I stuffed my face with that chicken and rice finally. I've been threatening to make that for 3 days. I had to take care of that chicken. I think that bus was XF, says Ant. Which one? Your 1809? That was Rivendell, I think. Well, no matter. Catching up. Isn't it odd that no varieties have been attributed on 2018 cents? Give it time. It takes time for people who are looking for those attributes to find them and send them off to be attributed and categorized. Mark says, I would love to find a capped bust. Gosh, those capped bust $50 are scrumptious. I've given away a couple of those. I really need to keep a couple of those. I just move them in and move them out. Yep. The capped bust design, you get them on dimes, quarters, $50. Are they on the dollars? I don't really do dollars so much. But they're fantastic looking things. Get them in beautiful shape. And you got a piece that's going to be really enhancing your collection for a while. I'm thinking excited about the one you're showing. This one's a dime. There you go, 10 cents. ESP is 2,500. I don't know what that means. No cap bust dollars, just seated. You know, the Gobrecht designs. Was that cleaned? This has not been cleaned. It has a little scratch right below the beak. Oof. But it's generally in pretty darn good shape. I like it. I think it's a peach. That coin still has luster. Right around the details, right around the stars. You know, but mostly it's fingered up. Up on the cap, that's a little bit of abrasion. On the bright points in the hair, that's wear. Yeah, it's VF. A lot of times you're around the protected areas. I had a couple of coins. Here's one. What's this one? A Lincoln Cent. And the camera doesn't really do justice to the color. It does do well in the details. But here, it's a 77. I don't know why it's here on the table. But you can see some bits of luster still poking out. They're out there. You can find good quality coins going through coin wall hunting. A lot of them are going to be AU, about uncirculated, but they'll be fantastic AUs. I won cap bust from Ken. It is nice. Was that the 1828 half dollar, Mary? Or 1834? We've done a couple of them. I got to get more. I figured I got to get this one because the guy was giving it away. He's selling watch fobs. Okay, I'll bid on that at the last minute and take it from the guy with the next low bid. Blue says, I'm seated on my bust. Don't sit in your coins. Really, it's bad luck. The 1827 square 2. Yeah, they're design varieties. You've heard about the whams and the cams. That's a design variety. They changed the design, right? Sometimes you get these transitional years like the 1982s when they went from copper to zinc on the pennies. They changed the design on the back of the penny in 1988, but it wasn't supposed to start until 1989. But some of the dies for the reverse got used on 1988s. So you got to give that close attention. That all comes down to the shape of the F and G. And so, man, you got to get way in with your loop. They're tough to see. Now, CFA just did a video on the 89. There it is, on the 88 and 89 design variety. That's CFA, and you'll find his link down below. He's another channel offering fantastic information. And if you're an amateur coin enthusiast, he can help you give the information to take you deeper into the hobby. Maybe it's just access to information that makes the difference. But there's a trigger out there. Now, I'm going to guess that most of the people over here in chat have already made the plunge and gotten deeper into the hobby because, well, we've got information on video, we got information available in blogs, we've got social networks, you can get interactive, but it comes down to activity more than anything else. Maybe you're a casual collector, you got a lot of pennies or nickels that are kind of neat, shiny, not particularly valuable. You haven't seen some of these older coins, these 2 cents. I can't see anything there. Gosh, I never saw a 2-center till I was, no, my mother gave me one when I was 12. Never mind. But there's coins out there you may never have seen before. That's 2 cents. They needed the coins. Hey, we make 2 cents, we can get twice as much money made with half the effort. All right, and then they say, hey, that's a great idea. Let's start making 3 cents for the same darn reason. All right, making change. There's 20 cents. There's dollars out there people have never seen before. Let's see, where's the scope? Home. There you go. There's a silver dollar with a piece design. They made these in the 20s and 30s. They're just gorgeous coins. Kind of an Art Deco look to it. You ever go to a diner, you know, Metro diners, and they got these wonderful decorations around. Looks like Metro from 1932. Right, they got blimps overhead. That was a neat time, I think. It's one of those times when technology was catching up, and we had telephones were getting into people's homes back then. Yeah, things were waking up all over the place. Before that design, you had the Morgan dollars. Geez, how about collect one of each design? That's called the typeset. And really, you'll find what is it that ticks you? What is it that triggers you when you start getting into these types? Check out the luster on that baby. Pennies, you got several different designs. 2 cents, 3 cents, half cents, 20 cents, right? Try your fractional golds, right? You got $1 California golds. You got, let's see, $1 gold, 250, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20. There's a $50 gold out there too. Got my first peace dollar off of Lemon. I love it. Outstanding, Laura. They're out there. We sold this one yesterday, and boy, I was quite impressed with that sale. What the collection can do when you start to see the bigger picture. You know, you can take these coins and you can go to a coin show and look at things you've never seen before, but you can buy them and you can sell them. And again, if you hide it all from the government, so much the better. There you go. Look how cool that is. But there are people that are starting to make a living doing this. There have been coin dealers for years and years. Lemon was watching one of my shows late one night. We're just talking about coins, and we got into talking. There's Lemon right over here. We got into talking, and he apparently what we did was trigger his getting into selling coins on YouTube. You'll find him on Tuesday nights every single week, putting out some pretty darn delicious coins. I picked up a few things from him. I actually got the Stay Hood quarters from him because nobody else bid on it. Okay, that's kind of neat. You got every darn quarter out there. I use that as a reference because those are in pretty good shape, whereas the collection I was putting together, they're out of circulation. They got little nicks and stuff. I wanted to have that. I'll take that. Yeah, sometimes I buy stuff just because I like to collect them. But he's taken the next step. He works for a coin dealer, so he doesn't take pay. He takes coins. Yep, I'll take that and this and the other, and then he sells them on Tuesday. So in effect, instead of making, you know, $100, he takes the coins and sells them for, you know, $150. And this is what the coins can do. It's a fantastic way of developing a secondary income. Maybe that's what floats your boat. What'll get you ticked off, get you energized and excited. I did a poll years ago about how much money it would take to make a noticeable improvement in your lifestyle. And really the best answer we came up with was about $50 a week. If you had an extra $50 a week, right, every week, regular, would that be enough to improve your situation? Geez, you're talking a couple $100 a month. That's your phone bill, your light bill, groceries for a week, right? If you got a family with, geez, you got kids, diapers are $200. Gosh, I'm so fortunate to never have to experience that one. It's 11:30 in Norway. Oh, wow. That means it's about 3:30 here. We'll catch up with you. Give me a few hours. Did you check those quarters for die varieties? Every single one of them, but I think Lemon beat me to it. Yeah. Snakefoot says, Beth, check my description in my new video. Jeff W. has a new video. Are you in my, if you're not in my video directory, let me know. Let's see, let's go to the screen. Because I may not be the best person to go to for information. Let's see, can we see the screen? There's the screen. Move it over. Everybody has their own way of learning, right? And, oh, here's CFA, for example, right down here. You can check him out. He's got great presentation. Hoogie's Hobby Shop. He's getting into, the story behind the coins. Great detail. Manta coins, he'll explain die varieties. Let's see, I gotta find Jeff W. Jeff W. I don't see you on here. You in there, Snake? Jeff W. Send me get a hold of me, Jeff. Oh, that's not it. I'm gonna find the chat. That's not it. Find the chat. There it is. Now I can find my way home. There's chat, and there's home. Right up here, you're going to find my email address. Send me a link to your video channel, and I'll get that into the directory so more people can see it. CJ says, did you listen to the podcast that talked about the lost art of coin design? I did not. It's been a busy week over here, I can tell you that. CJ has started doing some podcasts. You want to get into that. Quinn's Coin started doing podcasts, and you'll find these people over in that coin directory, and the link to that will be down below in the description. Just scroll down. There's a lot of stuff in the description of these videos. And please hit that like button. Let me continue, because I actually have notes. I put together notes on these things. What we're trying to do is get people triggered, right? Find out what it is that makes them tick and send them deeper into the hobby, right? Maybe they're just collecting wheat pennies. Is there one single trigger? Well, there's not. But is there something specific to each person that sends them deeper into the hobby? Some things that will do it, completing a set, right? Maybe it's a set of pennies or dimes or a statehood quarters, or maybe it's getting a type collection where you have, a special $50, $1, penny, nickel, dime, quarter, all that, get the 2 cents, the 3 cents, and then expand to more series. So you've got the Peace Dollar, the Eisenhower Dollar, that hideous Sea Hag, the Pocahontas, the Presidential Dollars, maybe step it up to, the Morgans, get the seated dollars, get one of everything. The half dollars, gosh, Kennedy's, Ben Franklin's, Walker's, there you go. They make those in copper. That's a PV penny. That's a Walking Liberty design. There it is, right there. Right, but you get into the older ones, the Barber half dollars. There's some around here, I swear it. I'm not going to find them right now. But what's the trigger? Taking that step and becoming more active, developing your collection, getting the older, the better, the different series. You'll find, it'll tell you, the hobby is going to tell you which direction you want to go into, because there's a fascination that is discovered. Let's see. Oh, try coin roll hunting as a trigger. Some people haven't gone to the bank and said, "Can I have $25 in pennies, please?" And go through every penny and look for these. Look for these varieties like Paula just found, with the cracked skulls, for example, or buy errors. Where'd it go? There you go. So you get a cracks. Some of these cracks, they're kind of neat and they're recordable, right? Maybe you'll find some issues where you have some chips missing, or greasers, or what's this one? What's that one? Oh, that's a 1999 with a die crack. I just dug this out of a box and said, I better check. Okay, this is number 6 for 1999. But there's stuff out there. And if you can get your name on a page and you found a new discovery, a new variety, that might be a good trigger. Double die reverses. I did a video on easy to find double dies. Those around the monument. There you go. You'll find a lot of extra metal around the statue in particular. And you'll see these all. There are hundreds of them, and more being discovered, well, every week at least. They're out there. You can find them. Get out there and hunting and looking. And you can do more with a loop and a keen eye than you will with one of these cameras. Just better resolution. Maybe it's a piece of equipment you need. Do you have a loop? Have you got a scale? What is it you need to move forward? Maybe it's just something as simple as a desk lamp. The lighting you have available. I got to do a video about workstations. Although this is just wrecked. God, this is what my workstation looks like. It's just wrecked. There's coins from here to there, and they're piled up. You don't want to see the table behind me. It's ruined. But a workstation can be good. Some people do it on their kitchen table. Well, they put everything away, have dinner, then drag it back out. Having a dedicated workstation comes in pretty handy. Maybe something as simple as a desk. You can get these 4-foot tables like I got behind me. Let's see if we can get back over there. There you go. That's a 4-foot table from Lowe's, right? Just a plastic table. You can see it's a little bit covered. I don't know what half is that stuff. It's just a 4-foot table, but I got my lamp. I got a shelf here. I got the books. I can look stuff up. Let me see if I can fix this camera here. There you go. Lots of coins to go through. Storage boxes, storage holders, right? All the things that I need to do my thing. And it's right there at my fingertips. I know where it is. It's organized chaos at this point. Boy, it's a heck of a mess. But just having a simple table, 4-footer, right? To take up the space, you take your dresser, right? Throw it out the window, and do a video so you get to see it. It kind of looks like slow motion if you're way up high when you throw furniture out the window. But make some space in your home somewhere. Just a 4-foot space is huge, and you take that leap into, gosh, I've got a coin workstation. I need to get back to work organizing my coins. Oh God, I am so in touch with you. I've got stuff, I don't know where it is, what it is. I find stuff on there that's, how can you lose a 1914 D Lincoln cent? There's 2 of them back there somewhere. I had to think, Beth. We have 24 hours on the clock. Yep. If there was 48 hours in the day, we'd have twice as much to do. This is all I do is coins. You guys work jobs? I feel sorry for you. All I got to do is look at this stuff and talk about them. And buy them, and I sell them, and I pay my bills. That knowledge is power. You can take this hobby and free yourself up. You can improve your situation. You can send these coins down to the next generation. There's a lot to it. And if you need supplies like scales, flips, loops, books, send an email to me at this address. If you want something done, give it to somebody who's chronically busy. Good advice from Ant. It may be just a piece of equipment you need. Maybe it's a scope, a loop, a scale. There's one around here somewhere. You've seen them. You'll see them right down here. Maybe it's a micrometer so you can measure stuff. Here's a neat one. Let's see. Scope. Do you need to measure this stuff? Because you can measure the distances on these coins. What's that brown spot? That's gross. There you go. So how big is the C on, wow, it's, okay, here, we'll do it right there. That's about a 0.5 millimeter in between those 2 columns. Boy, this is hard. But you can gauge things, and being able to measure it, you're able to determine, is this, a particular die variety. We invent our own tools. I had one around here. I'm not going to find it. Here it is. That's a neat one. So we can look at a date. There we go. And let's set that straight and see if that's if they're in the same line. Did I break it? Oh, it's over there. There you go. So now I can put a line across the top of that coin and judge if they're in the same line. Boy, this is hard when you get down to the 1/10 of a millimeter. There you go. But there are times when something like that is handy. Maybe that's the trigger. If you're creative and can make things. We got Mike Badgers putting together these little holders. He uses Post-it notes. And I guess he does some origami. But he uses those as the holders rather than the store-bought. Because these, they're going to be 8 cents a piece. The cardboard ones, here's one. The cardboard holders, they're going to be, probably 6 or 7 cents a piece. Plus, you're going to have the staples. Plus, you're going to have, some pliers to crimp them shut. Plus, you're going to have, every single size. That's why I like to recommend these. They're easy and they're reusable. Ken, the bottom half is completed. I'm not worthy. CJ's working on a project along with me here, and we're going to be able to present that to the world shortly. That'll be interesting when it comes to fruition, and we'll announce that when the time comes. God love you, CJ. Yeah, CJ does 3D printing. Oh, here's one. Let me get to home first. What he's doing, he does coins and crafts, right? I try to keep one of these around. He does 3D printing. Okay, that's neat. Let me take that out real quick. And one thing he's come up with is these little things. They're holders for the state quarters, and you can see here it has the state. It's in relief. I mean, it's actually a cutout of the state of New Jersey, and he's got every one out there. And by that I mean, that's not it. What's this? Oh. Huh. I'll have to get into this. That's the wrong box. Here's CJ's box. There you go. And he's got every state. He's working on a jigsaw puzzle for these things. What these are little inserts that fit in 2x2 holders, right? So I can take out this thing. What is it? That came from Paula. So I can put that in instead. So you can take and do your own design. You have a little coin business on the side. Instead of putting CJ's Coins and Crafts on there, you can put in your own logo. He'll be more than happy to print these up. Kind of nifty. He's doing, where's that big Florida thing? I don't see the Florida. Oh, CJ, I lost Florida. Oh, it'll turn up. Don't worry about a thing. I got, what is this stuff? Man, we got stuff on this desk. I don't know what it is. We'll have to get into it. Gosh, you think CJ is going to give up on the hobby when he's able to do something like this? No. Robert Lawson's joined us. Outstanding. Darn it. Do I get a refund for my class fees? No, baby. I keep those, right? If you want a refund, you have to cancel 30 days in advance, and there's a 50% restocking fee. Yeah. Good to have Robert here. Robert, we were talking about taking people from being novice collectors to hardcore collectors. That conversation we had the other day about the triggers. What is it that sends people deeper into the hobby? And we've been talking about that for an hour now. Gosh, there's so many ways. You got some 30 million people in the U.S. will have a coin set aside, you know, in a dresser, in their sock drawer, or jewelry box, or, you know, maybe in their china cabinet or something. It's old, it's special or unique in some different way. Maybe it's something their grandfather gave them from long ago. Silver dollars are common. Maybe it's a token of some kind. Maybe it's an old penny. This one's made out of steel. No fooling. They made them out of steel back in the war. Of those 30 million people that have a coin, some people have an idea what it is or what it's worth. There's other people that have several coins. People inherit things from their grandparents, and they've got stuff. A lot of them sell it. Some people, they don't know what they have, and it ends up going to a Coinstar. This was found in a Coinstar machine. It's a 1914 D cent. A Coinstar. Somebody got a penny for that. Oh, gosh. Find out what you have. Find out what it's worth. But different triggers, sometimes it takes the completion of a set to get deeper involved in the hobby. One thing we have at our advantage is the chat, right? Where we're able to communicate and interact with each other. You get to learn these people. Some are very helpful. Lincoln Central, Robert Lawson. Some are very supportive, right? Beth Coddington. Gosh, go see Beth. All she does is give people shout outs. I like it. I like watching her videos because, man, all she does is promote the hobby. Everything she does promotes the hobby. She finds joy and laughter in everything. Now, you're going to find Beth's channel link down below. Get over there and subscribe to her. We'd like to push her over that 1,000 mark. But you get so much support in the hobby. Other people that know what they're doing, they like to share this information. And that information, more than anything else, is key to the hobby. It's what's going to help you say, hey, this coin that I can buy for $2, that's worth $100. You know, I can sell that for $100 tomorrow. Geez. And type 1 if you can't use $100 tomorrow. No, wait, I want you to interact more. Just type 1. Yeah, that'll work. Type 1 if $100 tomorrow would be a nice little shot in the arm. You got kids? $100 is a big deal when you got kids. You know, it's going to be diapers, it's going to be food, it's going to be school clothes. What do you need for kids? You need everything. You need beds, furniture, sheets. I don't know what else. My sister has kids. I've sent, you know, here you go. Go buy some groceries this week. Helped her buy a house. I'm proud of that, really. Made a difference there. But these coins can make a difference in your life. And sometimes, maybe it's just that realization of what this hobby can do to improve your situation that triggers you to get deeper into it. Here you go, Ant. There's a bus dime for you. I'll leave that right here for you. Mantic's here. Mantic's a great place. You find him down below. Oh, where's that? We're going to promote Mantic. My thing right now is getting one channel over the 1,000 mark. And I've selected Mantic because what he does on his show is raise the bar. Now, when he gets to 1,000 subs, and he's getting closer every single day. When he gets to 1,000, he's going to have a big silver giveaway. What are you talking? He's got 14 pounds of silver he's going to give away. It's huge. Now, I'd won this on his show, and you can probably win something not unlike this in quality on his show. That's a silver dollar from Australia. This is another silver dollar from Australia that is groovy, cool as hell. And he gives these things away. There we go. Isn't she pretty? She reminds me of my great-great-grandmother. Except this one's still alive. You're going to find Mantic's show. He's coming up in about an hour. About an hour and a half. He'll be going live and he'll be doing his thing. He goes through $50. A lot of other channels go through $50, but none of them go through looking for dye varieties. And that's what sets him apart. So get over there and check it out. Maybe it's those dye varieties that he teaches you how to find. And you find some. Maybe that's what triggers you to go deeper into it. Oh, it's ounces. No matter. He's giving it away. Go take it from him. Get him to 1,000. Click on his channel. Watch it tonight. See if you're having fun. You're going to have all these people are going to be in there chatting, yucking it up. We tell jokes. You know, we tell stories. We discuss things. Mantic is a professional coin roll hunter's channel. You're darn right he is. Other people, they just go through looking for wheat pennies. Okay, wheat pennies are great, but you can find something like this die crack above the head, like Paula did, right? And you can submit that to Cuds on Coins and get your name listed. Where is it? Screen. And get your name on there and make a contribution to the hobby. Now, Mantic has found a couple of new die varieties on the $50. Some pretty significant die cracks that go almost halfway across the coins. And you can find these. He'll show you how. You can use his information, which he's going to share with you. And you can make a contribution to the hobby. And once you do that, I bet you're going to take that next leap of, you know, keep on going. Because that's what this whole thing's about. Let me find my way home. I got to click on this. Then I click on this. Yeah, that's what you get from his channel. Opportunity. He's giving it away. It ain't the silver that's the value. It's the knowledge. There's Mrs. Hoogie. Well, about time. First time on chat. This is Mrs. Hoogie, the better half of the Hoogie's hobby shop. Now, Hoogie keeps sending stuff in. The last thing he sent in was the this one. It's making the grade. We're going to have a trivia contest. We call it Coin Jeopardy, and you'll see that. You know, just look at the channel and you'll see it. It's a lot of fun. You get in there and you get to, you know, it's a competition, and you can win stuff like this. Look at that. It's there. Look how thick that is. Something like this is real handy because it has photos of every series, every U.S. series. It doesn't have the $4 gold, but if you're collecting $4 golds, you probably don't need the book. But this, if you're a beginning collector, this is a gold mine of information. It'll help you answer what it is, what it's worth, and that's your two biggest questions. If I win, can I pick a Dansko? Well, if we're giving away a Dansko that day, this will be a show on its own. Hoogie also sent in a Dansko, which we've got over here, still in the original box. There we go. And look at this. See how shiny that is? It's because it's still in the original plastic. This has not been opened, and we're going to give this brand new Dansko away. That's a 1909 to 2009, proof only. It's a peach. Dude, these are like 40 bucks. And they sent them in. We're going to give them away. And I'd like to talk about his channel because of it. But he's got good information, too. He's got the story behind the coin. Let me get that wrapped up. There. And keep your stuff nice. Don't do what I do and just pile it up on the desk. I'll put it right there for now. What could possibly go wrong? I need a dance go. We all need dance goes. When I was, let's see, 85, 84, I think it was 85, I got my first Whitman album. Now, Whitmans are a little different from dance goes. Let me grab one here. Is there one accessible? Oh, damn it! Well, that was disaster. I'll have to pick up. It's everywhere. This is a Whitman album, right? You're going to find them. They're not as durable as the dance goes. They're still quite nice. Let's poke that up. There you go. A little bit smaller, but just as useful. Here you go. You got the slides that'll slide out, so you can put your coin in. See the slides? And you got one on each side of the coin, so when you store your coin, you can see both sides. So, geez, you want to put together a full collection. You put your best in these better albums. There you go. And when they're all brilliant and uncirculated, that's a good looking set, baby. You've got something to be proud of. And you flip the page, and the next page is all brilliant and uncirculated. And you flip the page, and they're all brilliant and uncirculated. And you get a beautiful presentation. Stop. Oh, we're having a crisis here. I think I broke one of the legs. Okay, everything's under control. These are pricey. You get into, spending some money, but sometimes you can win them. I'm going to do a Dance Go typeset, says Cointelligence. God love you. That'll be impressive when they're done. Seriously impressive. I need a proof. Paula, I have several I've set aside with your name on it. There you go. This is not one of them, but I've got them. There you go. Maybe it's a proof coin that you've never seen before. This one is a wheat penny in proof. Gosh. Get a coin you don't have. Get one you've never had. Get one that'll focus. We'll put it over here into the scope. There you go. That's a proof. 1958. It's in the holder, so we got some spottiness on it. There you go. But the shine on these is tremendous. It's not your mama's wheat cent. I want that proof. Okay, Logan, we'll talk about it. There you go. You'll find stuff on this channel that's pretty much everything's for sale. And you could have these. But Monday, I'm going to continue last night's sale. I still have to put together a bunch of invoices from last night. But you get stuff. And if you're looking for it, and I got it, I'm going to get it, by God. Check out the luster on this thing. Check out the way it doesn't focus. Check out how much I hate this camera. There you go. There's a proof. They're gorgeous. Proof buffaloes. They made those one year. Just 1 year or something. Maybe it was 5 years. They got proof everything out there, just about. Proof 2 centers. I'm really, really looking into. I think I need a collection of proof 2 centers. Oh boy, says Beth. Her eyes are big right now over there. Oh boy. I better get some of those set up. Oh, Beth, we're going to have more. That was just one box. We went 3 hours, went through about 150 coins. I thought it was pretty good. Look at last night. That was $180 that came into me. And you could do it too. Would $50 a week be, would it be an improvement in your situation? I bet it would. And that's what coins can do. What's the trigger? How do we get more people into this? That camera focus technique, 1990. I just give it a good shake, and to hell with it. I hate this camera. Don't buy anything at Walmart. Jeff says I wouldn't have gotten half what I got if you were there last. Yeah, she did. I'll just take everything, please. Okay. Back it up. Come on. Beep, beep. I have it dropped off by semi. Any more notes here I got to cover? Okay. Oh, activity. Good God. Type 1 if you've never been to a coin show, or you haven't been to a coin show in the past few years. coin shows have been the hub of coin activity for many, many years. But you're seeing a transfer. Oh my gosh, you've never been to a coin show? Never? Oh, we got a lot of work to do. I can see we have a lot of work to do. 22222. Robert Lawson takes his stuff and peddles his wares in these coin shows. It is a fantastic way to meet like-minded people. We're not freaks, really. This is an industry. This is a $4 billion a year industry. Take me to one? Dude, I can't afford it. I can't get out of a coin shop with, or coin shop or coin show with $2 in my pocket. Because there's something, oh, I got to have, just give me everything. I'm like best. Give me everything. I'll just take it all. You're going to get exposed to coins you've never seen before. You're going to get into some high-grade, rare, distinct coins that you've never seen, probably you've never known existed, right? And you're going to find some prices that you won't believe. Sometimes you can get some crazy stuff. Somebody passed away, they got it for a song. It's been in a back room for 30 years, and it's time to move it out. Some of these dealers they're gonna negotiate. Some people, maybe they're new. No, it's March $1.50. That's what the price is. There's an art of negotiation. Some of these dealers they're gonna chat you up. They're gonna tell you about this coin, tell you everything there is about it, and they're knowledgeable. Others, you're gonna find a few that are hustling, and they tend to not come back to the shows because the people that run the shows, effectively, they moderate that show. They know what's going on. If you're not treating the people right, if you're hustling, you ain't getting back in. True story. And Robert's been doing this for years. I would love to spend, several years at his booth, at his table at a coin show. Gosh, it's dangerous for me to go to coin shows. I'll take that one too. But you can buy things that you won't get access to any other way. There's lots of things on YouTube for sale, lots of things in these coin groups. There's all sorts of things on eBay. But when you're standing in front of the guy looking at his coin, and you've been talking with him for half an hour and he's negotiated, dude, you can get some fantastic deals. You can get some fantastic coins. You want to see an MS-67? You're going to see that stuff. Absolute crazy coins. They'll go back far more than this. I have about 10,000 varieties for under $100. Awesome. You can go through a coin show and put together a magnificent set. You don't have your Lincolns full, right? You're missing the 14D, a 31S, 22 plain, SVDB. You hit a popular coin show and you can have your pick of which ones you want. I'm only looking for extremely fine in this shade of brown. There are people that put together entire sets where all the coins match. Oop, I just lost my, just a moment. I'm going to find this again. I touched the mouse. There's people, they put together these sets where every coin looks the same as every other coin. So you got a 1958 brown XF, you get a 1909S brown XF, same tone, match sets. That's an impressive thing when you see that, and you can do that at these shows. But get active. Down below in the description, you've got a link to CoinZip. Do I still have that up here? Let's see. Nope, I think I killed that for some reason. But you're going to find a link to CoinZip. You can click on that, enter your zip code, and it'll tell you what coin shows are going on in your area of the country. When. If you're having a coin show, tell them about it and they'll list it. Boy, there's things to see and do. The less frequent the show, the bigger it is. You get these monthly shows at local clubs, or say in Jacksonville they have a monthly show. You have seasonal shows. I used to do seasonal shows back in Maine up in Searsport. Hey, there's a VFW hall. We got the room. It was $20 to the table, and I take in wheat pennies, and I had them in. Here we go. I took in binders, and I had some boxes, and I just drag them in with a hand truck and put them out on the table. And people would come by and we'd talk. And I'd walk out of there with $100 in my pocket. Now, you know, late 80s, this is good money. And I'm just selling wheat pennies. I mean, I hadn't barely learned. It's a repunched what? They repunched the mint mark? I was just learning about this stuff. Um, Breens had just been published. There was not a whole lot of information out there. But boy, we have everything at this, all of this at our fingertips nowadays. Lincoln says, we need to have a show about the pros and cons of coin collecting, Robert. Me. Pros of coin collecting. Limitless. Unbridled opportunity. Cons. You got to do your homework. It takes effort to learn. You have to take an active role in learning about these coins. Maybe that's what it takes. Maybe that's a common trigger. Oh yeah, and you go broke, but you get stuff like this. You know, Paula sent this one in. That's the pride of my collection right now. You know, it's 3 years old. What's the date on that? 2015? Yeah. A 3-year-old coin is the pride of my collection. It's not because the quality of the coin, although it is cherry, and it's somewhat the design, but more it's that somebody in the audience cared enough to send that in. At least they're thinking about me, God love them. You want to know how to be a millionaire in 1 year in coins? Geez, I'd be happy to be a thousandaire. I make about $25 a month on my YouTube videos. I like to see that climb. Give it time. I'll always cover you, Beth. Man, I got all kinds of ideas. People have ideas, different ways to do things, different ways to change things. And we're seeing a lot of change right now with the hobby, right? What these cameras are doing, what the information is doing, getting the word out. More importantly, what this community over here in chat is doing. Because you got like-minded people with a common goal. We want to learn about coins, and well, making a few bucks would be nice. But we also like to share what we have and what we're doing, right? I'm going to share. Look at this gorgeous thing. This has been cleaned. This one. It's been cleaned. How do you know? What? Okay. And with this digital technology, I can show you how I know this has been cleaned, right? Let's look for polishing marks, and I got to tilt it, and you're going to find these polishing marks across that whole coin. That's a key indicator that this coin has been cleaned. Okay, what's it worth? About half of what it should be worth. This went for $25 yesterday. Well, it's a 35. They made 1.5 million of them. I'm sure plenty have been melted down. But you can get this information quickly. You can ask questions live. You can get answers from a bunch of people. Now, when a bunch of people answer you, when you ask a question, listen to them all and throw out the odd answers, unless they're the only ones that are right. But you get juried answers, and you can kind of take 9 out of 10 and figure these people probably know what they're talking about. Is it okay to run a silver coin underwater and rub it with your finger a little? No. Don't clean your coins. The first thing you wash off, the first thing that washes away is numismatic value. Any questions? As you get deeper into the hobby, you're going to learn not to clean your coins. Logan asked Robert, what does a wheat-proof normal cost? They range from $3 to $300, $3 to $3,000. Which wheat proof? You got some early wheat proofs that have a matte finish. You got the 30s that are pretty popular because their mintage is rather low. Gave away a 38 proof set, proof Lincoln to Coin and Card Hobbyist. She won the big show. She got a good one. The mintage on that was 14,000. Yeah, it's a peach. Dude, I wish I'd kept that. I like those. You can put together these proof sets. What have we got? Have I got some here? No. Okay, but keep going back a year. Keep going back one more year. This is a 1958. And they're brilliant. You notice how they don't have that cameo I've got one here, I'm sure of it. There's one. After 1977, getting this cameo characteristic became pretty common, where it's black and white. Let's shade that light. There you go. Black and white. But the earlier proofs don't have that cameo, although some do. Well, geez, you got two proof coins in front of you, right, in the same date. One has the cameo feature because it was produced on a newer die, and the other one doesn't. Which one are you going to buy if they're both the same price? You grab the cameo. The 50th proof you have, what's it worth? That's good for about 10 bucks, Logan. A couple of times last night, I bid too quick. Should have waited for the next coin. That's okay, Jeff. If you don't want it, let me know. We'll take it off the invoice. It's that easy. I can work with you. As long as you pay the invoice, I'm real happy. Yeah, the cameos are worth more. But 1936, you had satin finish and a brilliant finish. This is more of a brilliant finish. Kind of neat. This would be the modern satin finish. Now they're doing them with laser, so you have a different texture to them altogether. I've got a 2011 here. There you go. We'll put that under here so you can see a close-up. These are done by laser to achieve this finish, so it's almost a pixelated coin. Let's see if we can focus in on this. You can see the grain left by that laser. They look sharp. Nothing wrong with the way they look. I'm not sure I like the grainy aspect, but that's what they're making. Well, we do what we can with what we have to work with, and you get that graininess on all these coins. Is that dime? There's stuff out there you probably never saw or heard of before. There's Anna Hutchinson joining us again. We're glad to have you. Ed Peterson. Hey, buddy. Where have you been? You disappeared for like 6 months. $1 says, is that why my 2014 W Proof Silver Eagle has that? Yeah, they started doing that around 2010, 2011. They started using the laser to etch the coins. They used to do it differently. I think it was chemical or maybe a sprayed abrasive that they used to create that finish. But before, the late 70s, they were doing it a different way, and they only got those cameo feature on the earliest of the dies. I have 0 proof shields. Steve, you got to fix that. No? There we go. Here's one. 2010. Let's look at it. There's a 2010 Proof Shield. And you see the pixelated appearance to it? This one comes in as Proof 69 Red, Deep Cameo. And that's what they look like. Still zinc. Will it hold up? You get a real solid finish on there. And that's a PCGS slab, so you get look, you can get a fingerprint on it, and it just wipes off. I hate them shields. That Union Shield has been with us for hundreds of years. It's a piece of Americana right there. 33 shipped. Would you sell it? Yeah, but 2005 silver quarter proof does not have that grainy stuff. That's right. In 2005, what was that one? They were using the old style, so you had the smoother cameo, right? And I like these. That's a good-looking coin. It's it's velvety. What else we have here? 98. Let's see what that looks like. See, it's velvety. 2010. Pixelated. Well, it's a sharper contrast. Remember, these are government workers making decisions on how these coins are made. They're going to be made according to bureaucracy. Okay, all right, as far as we need to go on that. All right, let me put more stuff around and drag it out and show it off. Oh, but get to a coin show. You know, you got the link down below on where to go to find out where they are. And you're going to find a whole new world. You'll find, even a small show, you'll find several dozen tables. And people have their coins. This guy does $half. That guy does wheat pennies. This guy over here, he's got a table full of errors and varieties. The next table, you're finding stuff you never saw before. You know, 1700s, early 1800s colonial coinage that is just, you look at the prices and, dude, how come you don't have any prices listed? Yeah, you get to that table, they got no prices listed. You got to know what you're buying. Yeah. But there's lots of different ways. You'll see different ways that they're stored, different way they're contained, different ways they're kept together and organized. And you can change the way you do your thing using the template you see at the coin shows. Can't wait to go to my first one. Geez, I'd love to be there, Beth. That would be just fun to watch you looking around and just laugh your way around the whole show. Yeah, they're neat. You're going to find all sorts of things. You'll see those coins you've heard about. Those Drake bust $half. You know, the old flowing hair dollars. And you look at the price, and $3,500. Yeah, he's probably only making 10% on it. There's SJ. I thought there was a coin show today. The heat has warped my brain. Wow, you'll be okay. Get some ice cream. Cointelligence says, oh, that's Mary saying Cointelligence. Very sorry, that was rude of me for, there we go. Ann says, I helped my LCS find a Virginia halfpenny. I now have a part-time job when they expand in the area. Wouldn't it be cool to work in a coin shop? Lemon works in a coin shop. Robert Lawson is a coin shop. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, here it is. There you go. You got Dustin Morgan just bought a coin shop, so he's doing his thing in his own coin shop. I thought about it, but you know, then you'd have to get up every single morning, and I don't even like getting up in the afternoon. I got up about 2 hours before the show and thinking, I gotta have a subject. I gotta come up with a class, and I got an hour and a half to do it. I drank some coffee, and I'm thinking, I got an hour to do it. I better come up with something. God, don't breathe the coffee. Hoogie says, my LCS wants me mostly for extra security. Strong like bull. Extra security. Be the door guy. I know this guy, he's a doorman at a coin shop. He'll tell you anything you want to know. There, at least I didn't blow coffee all over the screen. I've been known to do it when I watch Beth Coddington's videos. Then I got the spray on stuff and clean up the screen, and it's a big mess. That's why I keep the coins off to the sides. Because right here, this is where I cough up stuff. Snorting cough. I snarfed. Body like stone, mind like meatloaf. Ed Peterson says 55 and 57D. I wonder what we're talking about. I'd like to find out. Just got to work 30 minutes ago and popped 2 55 wheat pennies. Outstanding. Wheats. Those little wheat pennies. I give these away every show. Right, they're common date wheats. They're 40s and 50s. You'll find some are screwed up. Some are kind of shiny. That looks pretty good. Okay, it's got a spot on it. All right, you have created more collectors with these inexpensive wheat pennies than anything else. No fooling, because you get an old penny and you can keep going back and back and back in time. You can go back 100 years with these. And that's a neat thing when you, oh, I found a penny, it's 106 years old. And that's what the value of these wheat pennies are. They're invaluable. if you have a new collector that you know, maybe a youth in your family, 10 to 12 years old, they have an idea, they understand the value of money, its purpose, and its use. You have to have that first, and it doesn't usually develop till about 7 or 8 anyway. But then you can get them started in the hobby. All truth can, says Pete. And once you get them started, they might stick with it for a while, a little here, a little there. Just give them a nudge, right? Like my grandmother when she got the holder, the folder, right? Just a nudge. You don't have to buy the guy a collection. What might be the right nudge? It might be as simple as, here's, a bunch of folders. Here's a couple of dozen holders so you can store those coins you have properly and well. And that might be just the nudge it takes to drive them deep into the hobby and say, oh man, I got to collect all of these and I can organize them, keep them, and get the whole set. What's your trigger? What set you into the hobby? That's a fact. People like to pull them out when they see them wheat pennies. Yeah, they grab them up. It's screwed up, doesn't matter. They're going to keep it. It's worth a penny, that doesn't matter. They're going to keep it because it's 75 years old. I'm still looking for the grandma's wheat penny collection. My great-grandmother got me going in 1977. She was fixing a shirt or something and pulled out her she meant to get her tin of buttons, but on top of that was a tin of pennies because she's a frugal old lady. Went through the Depression. She was like 40 in the Depression. Kept all those pennies, and she's always saved her pennies. And going through her buttons, trying to find a blue one to look just as close as I can to her shirt. And we're going through. We got the red ones over here, and the yellow ones over there, and here's a pile of white ones. And she got these neat ones that have designs and flowers and stuff. And here's a penny with an Indian on it. I'm looking at it. It says 1906. I said, what's this? It's not a button. Oh no, that's an old penny. That's what they looked like when I was your age. Now I was 10 years old. It's 1977. She was born in 1896. So when she was 10 years old, it was 1906. And that's what this penny was. And that's what the pennies looked like when she was my age. And I'd never heard tell of such a thing. An old Indian. Have I got one handy here? Let me think. I'm sure I've got one here. I'll never find it. Where do I keep my Indians? What's that? I'm never going to find one. That's how badly disorganized. All I can find is this. I can find these real easy. Kept on going through her stuff and found in 1882. This thing was almost 100 years old. And those 2 pennies. And then we went through the penny can and found some old Wheaties, 1919, 1910. And that kind of got me going. And over the years, just a little nudge here, a little nudge there, sent me over the edge and just screwed my life up ever since. I was a human being once. I should have been a scientist. $1 says, I found an 1890 Indian cent in a bag with a silver dime. Dude, they're out there. His name is Juan Rangel. He's a kid and needs help with his collection. Yeah, Juan's sent several questions to me. Give him all the support. It's that nudge. It's that support that keeps people going. She had her metal box of old coins. If we were good, she'd give us a mercury dime. Wow. I got Eisenhower dollars and Kennedy dollars from one grandmother. The old grandmother, Nanny, that's the 1896 lady. She lived to be 96. No, 98. She passed in 94. I don't know. She's an nonagenarian. She was old. She was old for old people. Yeah, she was 98. She just held old coins. It was an old part of the country. Still is. They have electricity now. She was 50 before she got electricity in her home. I'm 51, something like that. Another grandmother also had, you know, the can of pennies. She was born in 1922. And I went through that and found a 1911 that was beautiful, bluish toning, beautiful toning, great shape. It was easily AU thinking back. And it was, you know, it was worth like $3 back then. Dude, this is a $3 penny? And that said, geez, you know, I'm finding these in cans of coins. Can I get, you know, what if I went down to the bank and got some rolls and went through them? So I, you know, go mow a lawn or shovel some snow, walk 2 miles downhill. It was downhill downtown, but it was uphill getting home. And I'd go through, go to the bank. Can I get, you know, $2 worth of pennies? Here you go. No trouble at all. I sit there on the curb and pick out these wheat pennies. Before you know it, I got, you know, a couple of hundred of these things because there was always snowing in Maine in the 70s. I think it still snows. I don't know. I avoid the snow. I have an 1841 Russian coin. Outstanding. I see very few Russian coins. I don't know the history of those Russians. I can tell you just about anything you want to know about a wheat penny, though. SJ says, please email me if there's someone that I can send a Coins for Kindness pack. SJ sends out coins for kids, coins for kindness, right? You know those wheat pennies that don't have a whole lot of value? The kids love them. I collected them. I still collect them. Only mine tend to be, oh, let's see, where'd it go? Mine tend to be a little better than what you find in circulation. It gets them started, and just give them a nudge. You put them over the edge. There's so many ways to support each other, to support these young people getting into the hobby. $1 says, errors of varieties for a 1920s wheat thing can found one about a year ago. Are there any errors and varieties? I don't have my database up right now, but there probably are. Repunchment marks abound. And errors can be on any coin. Susan Fuller says, my grandfather got me started. I have a few of his coins. I'm going to start my grandkids started. Awesome. You see the how it connects. You know, the grandfather was doing his thing. She left some to Susan, and Susan's going to get her grandkids started. There's a path. There's a chain. It keeps on going. We will outlive the coins, right? 1935. Anybody here born in the 30s? My mother was born in the 30s. She's gone. My father was born in the 40s. He's gone. Everybody I know born in the 30s. Who's left? Not too many. I think my sister's mother-in-law is still going. Oh, and wait, Aunt Diane, she was 38. So there's a couple of them. Grandfather's born in 25. That puts him at, geez, he's in his 90s. You hold on to them while they're around, baby. You're going to miss them when they're gone. Gosh. But the coins, they're going to outlast us. All we do is steward these coins for now. And that's a neat aspect you can explain to those kids, those grandkids, how these things are for, well, maybe not forever, but for a very long time. All we do is enjoy them for a brief period. How many people have owned this coin before? God only knows. Where's that dime? Where'd that go? I need a card. Okay, here's a card. Whoa, easy. Where'd it? There you go. How many people owned these coins and it was just pocket change to them? What did they spend it on? What would it buy back then? You know, 10 cents in 1835? How long would it take you to earn that dime? How about that 3 cent in 1865? How many hands does it pass through? I'd tell you the 3 cent has been in more hands than the 10. Who pulled it out of circulation? What made them do that? Did it just get, you know, thrown in a bucket of change and forgotten because they moved or got busy? Or gosh, where have they been? The history behind them, there's no knowing. Here's an old penny. You can't see it. And what's that one? Okay, that's got King George the 5. And so that's Elizabeth's grandfather. That's an old penny from 1920, I don't know, 1929. That's an old Canadian penny. You ever seen one of those before? They got all kinds of these. Where'd that one? I just had one. Okay, it's gone. Oh, here we go. What you got here? Oh, this is a good looker. Here's an old penny from Canada. I'm going to move these aside. And there's a small one. They started making them small in 1920. And this one is in pretty darn decent shape. Look at the crown jewels on this old girl. And that's Victoria. You heard of Queen Victoria? Have you got a coin with Queen Victoria? The longest reigning monarch, well, up until Lizzie took over. And it's probably upside down. That's from 1899. That's an old Canadian penny, and it's huge. Put that new one on top of it. You see the difference in the size. Those old Canadian pennies are the size of a quarter. I have an 1883 no-cents nickel. So it's got the Liberty on the front. When those nickels first came out, people would take them, plate them in gold, because it takes very little gold. And they'd go into town and spend it in the store. Well, the guy at the store, he doesn't know that they just changed the design, because he's used to those old shield nickels, or more likely he's working with half dimes. And he looks at it, flips it over, says V, 5. He gives them back change for, a $5 bill. Thinking it's a $5 gold coin. Yeah, that was a big problem. The 3-cent nickels, where is it? There you go. You don't have, it doesn't say cents on there, it just says 3 columns. There was no denomination on that coin. You can screw people up with that too. You get United States of America, the date, and 3 columns. No writing, nothing else. Kind of a neat thing. Looking at an 1804 half cent, 1 over 200. Ooh, you want to get to 1 over 000. I hear that's a pretty hard one to find. 1804 half cents. If you get them and it has the little stems on the back of the wreath, you want to grab those up every chance you get. Cindy has an 1804. Robert Lessa says selling it, the 1865 3-cent. Eventually, I want to get the pictures recorded and sent off to Kazan Coins, and I got to add it to my database. Paula you need a 3-center, don't you? Gosh, everybody should have a 3-center. This was neat because it has multiple die breaks. Now that's part and parcel with a period, right? Their technology wasn't quite up to speed. You get a lot of these breaks. Where's those 2 centers I had? We had a bunch of them here. 2 and 3 cents, 1860s. You had a coin crisis. People were holding on to their change. Let's see if we got some chips and cracks on here. Because, well, you got a war going on. So you got silver, you got gold, you got copper. People would hold on to it. And to get more coins out faster, well, of course, they started in with a 2-center. And they started making the 3-center in nickel. And they would run these dies to the breaking point. And you can see here, oftentimes past the breaking point. But the dies weren't quite as strong as they are today, for sure. That's what's going on. So you'll find a lot of these on the 2s and 3s, the period coins, 1860s, the V nickels. No, wait, 1860 would be the shield nickels, right? Seated dimes have cracks in them. Oh, let's see, Indian pennies, the ones with that buzzard on them. They used to put silver in the 3-cent pieces. That's right. They had 3-cent silver and 3-cent nickel. This is a nickel. They're a little bigger. That 3-cent silver, they got that down to 0.7 grams. Now, bear in mind, your typical copper Lincoln. Okay, not this one. This one's 2.5 grams. That one. You're looking at almost a third that size. It was this little shaving of a nickel, a shaving of a 3-cent silver. Little things. City needs one too. I think I've only got the one right now. $1 says, I have a decent condition half dime, 1858. Can see the Liberty. Outstanding. Have I got a seated here on the table? Nope, not right now. I need to get so many more coins. It'd make a head spin how many things we need around here. I want to try them. God, by God, we're going to get you one somehow. But you see, what we're doing, we're asking questions over here in chat, and we're getting answers, and people are talking, and that's what we all want to do, and it's a great way to learn. And maybe that's what sends you deeper into the hobby is you got a place you can go to get answers and talk about the hobby and talk about the coins. Do your part and keep contributing and keep asking and talking and responding. Reptile says, my coin shop has 3 cents, but they're way too expensive. For the average circulator is 35. 50 for silver. The silver, that's probably about right. 35 for average circulated, kind of run down. I mean, you're looking at 25 for this one. Would be about right in this grade. 1865. The 1860s are more common. When you get into 1870s on those 3-cent nickels, yeah, they were going into decline. 1880s, grab them. Right, the 2 centers. Where's this one? They started making them in 1864 and made like what, 19 million or something. 1865 they made fewer. They really weren't taken on. People didn't care about them. Maybe they're just getting scattered across Civil War battlefields. But 1866 they made fewer, 67 fewer, 68 fewer and fewer. By 1870 they're getting fewer far between. 1873 you only had the proof only issues. So if you got a 7 on your 2-center, you got a better date. But here's the thing. Remember, we're talking about, 1 million people coming into the hobby in the next few years. These 2-centers, many of them were melted down. This is where coin history comes into play. A lot of them were melted down in 1873 as a result of the Recovery Act. They took back their copper. Nobody wanted the coins anyway, and they melted down millions of the darn thing. You've got about 65,000 surviving specimens on these 2 centers. 65,000 in all the grades, right? With 64, you get about 20,000 survivors. 65, you get about 10,000 survivors. So just about half of them are 2 dates. And all the other dates, you're talking 1,000, 1,500 surviving specimens. Now, what happens when you add 1 million new collectors to the hobby? And they get their trigger, so they're going deeper into it. And if you can get these for, 20, 30 bucks in decent shape, what's going to happen to your collection, to the value of your collection? Geez, kind of want to be lined up for that because we can see what's going down the road. Take a look back to the 1950s when the company started producing things like there goes that. Yeah, okay, it's time to reduce the stack height. There you go. 1950s, Whitman started coming out with folders, right, so people could collect them. And there was an explosion in the hobby, and values started to climb. And every time there's a change in the hobby, values rise. In the 1980s, of course, your third-party graders came about with NGC, PCGS, and 200 other companies that proved to be worthless. And now you're taking those rarities and preserving them wonderfully in these holders. That's probably the best thing about these holders, is it really protects those coins superior. Do you have bacon grease in your hands? Not right now. Give me time, I'll get some. Now we have the new technology is the digital cameras. And that is going to take the hobby by storm. Because now anybody can take a photo, send it anywhere. The scrupulous people will be able to market them, sell them, and get customers back. Gosh, what's going to happen in 5 years? There are going to be some coins that rise dramatically in value just because there are not many of them. 2 centers, 3 centers. Oh, those half dimes. We talk about those. They got a surviving population of hundreds. Right, those half pennies where you got a surviving population of 300 or 400, but you don't have too many collectors. Well, geez, if you take 1,000 1871 2 centers off the market, they're gone for a long time. They're gone into a collection for 20 years. You ain't gonna see them again. Everything he just named, buy them. Gosh, if you had an extra 50 bucks a week just to spend on coins, you could really put together a nice cache, a nice hoard of coins. How could you make an extra 50 bucks a week on coins? Buy and sell coins. Use that knowledge you have to advantage, right? Go to those coin shows, learn how they're doing, see what's going on, get to meet the people. You go back week after week after week or month after month to these coin shows, you're going to see the same people doing their thing. It's their way of life. And that's what this is. It's a way of living. And you gain that knowledge and experience, and maybe you'll get a booth at that coin show and set up and show off your things to the world, right? And start picking up that $50 or $100, every show, and start, doing 2 shows a month. Then maybe doing something on YouTube or something on these Facebook groups, or starting a little blog of your own where you can sell coins directly. And, well, geez, that's how you use the hobby to promote the hobby, to further itself. You can make the hobby take care of itself. I sell flips, and I make enough on those flips to pretty much pay for all my flips. And dude, I use a lot of flips. What do you got in here? How many's that? There's a lot of flips. Here's the stuff that didn't make last night's show, right? If I'm just able to pay for my own flips by selling flips, there's a coin in every single one of those. What do we got in here? I don't know. What's this one? I have no idea what that is, but at least it got it saved. That is a 1958D. Real pretty. Didn't make the show yesterday. What's this one? Oh, look how shiny that is. Have you seen BU wheat? A lot of people never seen BU wheat cents. What's the date on that? 1958D. If I get a half a roll of 58Ds. What's this one? 1963. What's this one? Oh, here's those steels. These are gorgeous. I gotta get these out. People need these. You need a brilliant uncirculated steel cent. 1943D. There you go. You're going to see these at coin shows. Hell, you might even go to the coin show and you be the one selling these, because you got to know the dealers, and they call up and say, "I just got this stuff in the store. You want it? You got to come over and get it." And you pick them up for $50 for the roll, and they look like that. That's what it changed. That's what it does. And we're going to see a lot of changes in the next 5 years. We're going to see so many changes in this hobby. Things that are rare, they're going to disappear. You'll never see them for sale, because they go into collections and they stay there for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, right? What was that one there? Oh, it's in the window now. These old bust dimes. How often do you see them in this shape? Have you ever seen them in this shape? Have you ever seen them? What does an uncirculated steel cent weigh? There's 2 different weights on those steel cents. I'll have to get back to you on that, because it's steel with zinc. They're different than the 3.11s. I need a copper one. Yeah, get the steel on the 44. Don't sell till you're 70. You can. I left my job 2 years ago. Right, my back was such I just couldn't do it anymore. I said, "Man, thanks for the opportunity, but I ain't never coming back here." Although I did but I didn't do any work. I just told people, and they did the work. That worked great. But for the most part, past 2 years, I haven't really done much. I did buy a diner, took care of that for 2.5 months, and got the hell out as soon as I could. I think that's it. The past 1.5 years, I've been pretty much slouching around the house, just doing coins. But I've got enough stuff that, I can sell it and pay my bills. I got rid of my debt, paid off the house. Truck's been paid off for years. Got rid of the cell phone because I wasn't using it. But I make enough doing my thing, just doing my little thing to pay all my bills and keep it going. Kind of nifty. I rarely leave the house unless I want to go have fun, go to my brother's house, eat his wife's cooking, and throw it up all over the desk, right here. You can't do that to broccoli, really. there's so much wrong with her cooking. I could go on all day. She takes this broccoli. Now she's going to buy it when it's on sale because, you know, you got to save 15 cents on 2 pounds of broccoli. It's important. But she's going to take that bag of broccoli she saved 15 cents on. She's going to put it in a freezer. And she's going to spend $3 a month keeping that freezer running for 9 months. You know, and then she's going to pull that broccoli out at the holiday, and it's got ice all over because it's all freezer burned, it's all dried up, and it ain't broccoli no more. It's like ex-broccoli. It's like dehydrated broccoli. She takes it, right, knocks off the biggest chunks of the ice that have formed up on that, puts it in a pan. She takes some Velveeta, chops it up in chunks, and puts it all over the top of the broccoli. And she takes these Ritz crackers that have been in the closet for 6 months, so they're kind of stale and not very, you know, you bite into them, it's like an easy, chewy Ritz cracker. And she's going to crumble them up on top of the broccoli cheese mess and throw it in the oven for like 6 hours. Take it out. Supper's ready. Merry Thanksgiving. And you look at that. Ha! You can't eat that. You can't do that. That should be a crime, what she does to broccoli. I like your story about you worked at the candy store. Oh, no, I was the candy store. I made lollipops. Yeah, I've been self-employed for half my adult life. It's so much more fun than working for the man. Yeah, I used to make lollipops. I had a cleaning company there for a while. I washed windows. Seriously. I was cleaning my windows in my house one day. And the guy next door says, "Hey, you want to do mine?" I said, "Yeah, $5. Okay, gives me $5. I got Windex, I got paper towels. I went and did his windows. You know, it took an hour. I made $5 an hour. Not a whole lot, but I think minimum wage was $4 an hour back then. But I had to pay for these cheap paper towels and some Windex. Not a big problem. But I'm thinking, geez, that was so damn easy. Let's try this. So went for some gas, you know, at the gas station there, and stole one of their squeegees. You know, you do the windshield of your car and you dip it in the mud and do it again. Well, I stole one of those. While I'm there, I picked up some more Windex and paper towels at the store. Went home and I got a typewriter so I could type stuff up, and just a piece of paper and a typewriter, and I went and made a few photocopies, and so I could go into, you know, a store, right, and hand them a pamphlet that says Ken's Window Cleaning Service, you know, and I'd look at the windows and I'd come up with an estimate, a price before I go in. It's going to take me an hour to clean this, so that'd be $12. Go in, talk to the owner of the store. Yes, I can do your store. I can do your. Here's my piece of paper, and I can do your windows whenever you want. $12 each time, be it weekly, monthly, seasonally, and geez, it wasn't too long before I get all these people, all these different places that I go by every week and do their windows. That's it. Buff. I'm making $600 a month just washing windows. This is, you know, this is the 80s. You could get by on $600 a month. So I just took that and kept on going. That's true, Cindy. Works great on car windows. Licking them, you could, if you do it right, you can lick a car window clean in 35 seconds. You know, the old 50s cars with the bigger windshields, they take a little longer to lick clean. Co-intelligence, I've always wanted to be a candy maker. Dude, I love candy. It's my favorite thing. Windows look worse when I try to clean them. Dude, if you clean that window, get all the dust off it, and no streak, not so much as a little streak you can see from 20 feet away, yeah, they're going to say, come back again next week, because that's your appearance in public. Yep, I had that, and I got into I got some equipment so I could do carpets, and so now I got windows and carpets. Then I get into housekeeping, and no, we ain't doing that. Got out of housekeeping. I think I sold Amway products for a little while. Yeah. Then I got into the candy company, and that just took off. We were in 800 stores in Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts. I was selling them from Calais, Maine to Cape Cod, and I'd run out and drive a route. Well, there's a long story for the whole thing, but it was a lot of fun. I knew you was a window licker. I'm a window licker from way back. I'm a commercial grade window licker. I bet you take your helmet off. I'll put my helmet on for the next live stream. How about that? Don't you use funny papers to clean with a paper towel. You just got to do it right. You wipe it one direction, then you look and you say, oh, there's a little more, and and just buff it when you're done. Ain't nothing to it. Coins is another way you can become independent, even if you don't quit your day job. And I recommend not quitting your day job until your side job makes more consistently than your day job. So you have the security of your day job, and anything you get from your coin enterprise is gravy. Right? Oop. Yeah, this is good. I mean, you can take this, and this is just gravy. This is just play money. You put what you get back into the hobby, right? You start making enough to buy your supplies, because you got flips, you got storage boxes and containers, and oh, you got to have cameras and stuff. Let the hobby take care of itself. And later on, you can start building more inventory, more stock, expand your collection. That's what this does. And if you're good at it, you start to make these contacts, meet the people. You know who wants what. You're able to start, selling on a larger scale. You go to those shows and set up your table, and people will come to you over time. Start to build a rapport with these customers, and you know what they want, so you know what to target, what to hunt for where you're shopping. Read Howard Black's last comment. Let's see if I can get back to Howard Black's last comment. Howard Black, need help with serious question. Yesterday, I discovered what appears to be a 1984 D cent minted on a 1980 to 81 Canadian 2.8 gram bronze planchet. What do I do? First, we can take a look at it, right? That's no problem. You can go to the Coin Op group. The link is down below, and we can look at the coin. If there's a problem with how it looks, that can shut down the whole idea first. Next, we need to quantify it. And for there, you'll need a measuring device, okay? You can get these. These will come with USB scopes a lot of times. So you can measure the coin and get exact readings. How big is the diameter? How much does it weigh? Right? Quantify that coin. Canadian 2.8 grams. Well, in 1980 to 81, Canada was making their coins. Earlier, we had produced some coins for Canada years back in the day. I don't think we're still producing them. I think the Royal Canadian Mint takes care of minting their own. But yeah, let's pick it apart and go from there. I do a lot with Canadians, but their 2.8 gram bronze planchet, there's ways to detect the actual metal being used. You need it's called a spectroscope, where you can check the light coming off the coin, and there's an absorption spectra, because whatever's in the coin is going to absorb some light. And when it's reflected and you break the light into a spectrum, there's going to be black lines where that particular wavelength did not reflect because it was absorbed, and it was absorbed by bronze or copper or tin or silver. And those are rather expensive pieces of equipment, but they're out there. And if we can't debunk your coin, I weight it and we'll measure it with digital calipers. Exactly. And also make sure your scale and calipers are calibrated before you do the measuring. Check other known coins and see if you're getting a proper reading. But if we can't debunk it, then it'll be time to send it off to somebody. And if you want to check the metal on that, you're going to have to send it I don't have the spectrometer here. You'll need to send it off to somebody who knows what they're doing in that particular coin. Canada doesn't make pennies in the past 6 years now. So, yeah, I think they sold all their Canadian penny making equipment to China so they can make fake US coins and sell in our markets. Stop, will ya? Look, it's 5:09. We've got Mantic Coins is coming up in about 20 minutes. And I'm getting ready to finish off the rest of that chicken and rice. We had a fantastic conversation, I think. I had a great time on it. But we've got Mantic Coins coming up in 20 minutes. There he is. William DeMaltis, manticcoins.com. You're going to find a link to his channel down below in the description. If you have coins that you'd like to ask questions about, there's the YouTuber coin community. We talk about things and continue our discussions. But the place to ask about particular coins is the Coin Op group on Facebook. And if you're not in that group, just, click join. And we'll probably get you in. But a lot of these people in this group are in there. Robert Lawson has his own group on Facebook called Variety and Errors. And yeah, they talk about varieties and errors all the time. Gosh, get into these groups. There's Mantic. He's getting ready. He's getting ready. He's I gotta get ready. Man, I am never ready for these shows. It takes me a week to put this stuff away after the shows. And then I got 3 shows in the meantime. It just piles up. I got layers of coins. If I go back like 6 feet or 6 inches, you know, that's what I was doing 4 or 5 months ago. This is sedimentary coin collecting is what I got going on here. I want to get to the Paleolithic layers because there's some real treats in there. I put that 1939 lamb I found on Facebook. Outstanding. They're out there, babies. Canada never lost a bank in the Great Depression. There was nothing but, you know, drunken Frenchmen hunting beaver back then. Never lost their large set until 1920. And now look at them. Well, they give them time. They'll catch up. They got beaver in their nickels. I think I got one here somewhere. I'm sure I do. Look, get out there and promote the hobby. I find one great way to learn more about the hobby is to promote the hobby, because when you start explaining things to other people, it becomes clearer in your mind because you have to organize your thoughts to tell other people, right? You got some young people in your area, some neighbors, some kids, some nephews, nieces. All I have is nephews. I now have one niece. My sister, older one, she's got 2 boys. One of them has 3 boys. The other one has, oh yeah, he just had twins. They each have 3 boys. My brother, he's got a boy. My younger sister had 2, and you know, they're like in their, I hear they're in high school now, and she just had a daughter. So I got one niece. But you might have nieces and nephews. You know, get them into collecting. You know, give them one of these little wheat pennies that's not worth a whole lot. So look at this kid. Look, it's got kind of a woody grain to it. You know, this coin's good for a nickel. But to that 12-year-old, this is gold. And when you help somebody else become a better collector, you become a better collector for it. Let's catch up here. Robert, go live for a minute and sell me the goodies. You can get a hold of Robert Lawson. If you check his one of his videos, you'll find his email address. Ken, you didn't produce any spawn. No, I've been very fortunate. Never married, no kids. Well, that I know about. Father's Day, I cover the front of the house with brush and I pull the mailbox and I put a big rock right over the hole. Looks like nobody here. Put a lock in the. I rent these Dobermans, and it's working pretty good so far. Blue says, thanks, great show and info. I need to walk a bit, getting stoved up. A dateless Buffalo Nickels. JC Will, absolutely. Man, you know how much work you can get done from a 12-year-old out of a dateless Buffalo Nickel? It's like stealing. I need the garage cleaned out. I got this Indian scent. Oh, they'll be up there for 6 hours. You want something to drink? No, I'm going to get this done. Okay. They come in, they're hungry. You done yet? Get out there. Man, you get so much work. An Indian penny, a Buffalo nickel, a little handful of several wheat pennies. You have a new collector. And they'll come to you now, they'll ask, why is this penny blue? And then you tell them the story. There you go. If you're with, they got a few of these pennies already. The birthday comes along. Look, kid. Or maybe they've been into it for a while. Ooh, you want to talk about a birthday or Christmas gift or just, you know, good job. Haven't seen you in 6 months. I got this for you. Get him one of these. Dude, this sucks him into the hobby like nothing else. Okay, look, I'm going to take off. We got Mantic coming up in 15 minutes. The link to his video is down below. Try coin roll hunting. Get out there. Get active. Activity. Right? Just getting active breeds experience. And along with experience comes competency and confidence. And when you have enough confidence, there's nothing you can't do. So it's all up to you, folks. I want to thank you for coming in. I'm going to take off. It's time for me to get some lunch. Stay groovy.